Are you considering a move to Detroit, Michigan? Well, perhaps you should, or maybe you shouldn't. It really depends on your perspective, you know? Detroit might just be the place you've been searching for. So, buckle up because we're embarking on a journey to the Motor City. If you're new around here, I'm Dale, and I create content about various cities and neighborhoods all across Metro Detroit. If you like what you see, consider hitting that subscribe button, because chances are I'll cover some spots you're interested in. And if you're eyeing a move to any of these areas, shoot me a message because, hey, I'm a full-time real estate agent, and I've guided plenty of folks in making savvy decisions about their moves in, out, or around the wonderful great state of Michigan. Being your go-to real estate guy is what I do. You can find me over at my website. All right, let's talk Detroit. First off, let's address one of the main reasons you might want to pump the brakes on moving here is that it's still a work in progress. Detroit is in the midst of its revival, so there's a lot of development and a lot of change in the air. If you're after a city that's got it all neatly laid out and sorted, Detroit might not be your cup of tea just yet. It's on its way, no doubt, but it's not quite there. Detroit has actually witnessed its largest population decline over the past 9 years, from over 1 million residents in 1990 to around 670,000 today. A big part of that is due to the rising costs of living, which has prompted many to say, forget this, I'm out, opting for more affordable locales. Rent goes up, wallet feels the squeeze, simple as that. Detroit's like a cake in the oven, you can see it rising and taking form, but it's not ready to be sliced into just yet. If you're into being part of a city's rebirth, Detroit might just be your scene. If not, well, you get the gist. Moving on to point number 2, Detroit is massive, like really, really, really big. Almost too big, if that's even a thing. It spans nearly 143 square miles, and it's not exactly a perfect square. It's got this wild, irregular shape going on, like it's hosting another city smack dab in the middle. Ever heard of Hamtramck and Highland Park? They're right there, nestled within Detroit. You could fit Boston, Manhattan, and San Francisco all within Detroit's borders. Sometimes folks think they're moving into a quaint little city, only to realize it's a sprawling metropolis. I mean, driving from the northwest corner to downtown, that'll set you back a good 24 minutes, assuming the traffic's cooperating. But forget driving. How about biking? That's a solid hour-and-a-half trek. Walking? Don't even get me started. You're looking at a solid 5 to 6 hours of hoofing it if you're brave enough to attempt it. Suffice it to say, if you're into the whole big city vibe, Detroit might just be calling your name. Let's talk transportation, or lack thereof. Which brings me to reason number 3 why Detroit might not be your best bet. Public transit? Yeah, not Detroit's strong suit. The city was built on the foundation of being the Motor City, so the whole idea was getting around in your trusty automobile or maybe hopping on a bus. Forget about subways like New York or the L like Chicago. We've got the People Mover and the Q line, but they're more like glorified trams than efficient modes of transit. The People Mover chugs along about 3 miles total around downtown, akin to a Disney World ride without the thrills. If you're moving to Detroit, you better have wheels or a solid Lyft Uber budget, because relying on public transit is a gamble. The buses? Let's just say they operate on their own schedule, often leaving folks waiting. Personally, I'm all about cars. Give me more cars, all the cars. Public transportation just doesn't cut it for me. But hey, maybe you're on the fence. Drop a comment below and tell me where you stand on the whole public transit versus driving debate. I'm genuinely curious. Now, let's address the housing situation. Detroit's got history, and with that comes a plethora of old homes. If you're dreaming of shiny new construction, you might need to adjust your expectations. Sure, there's been some development, but the bulk of Detroit's housing stock leans toward the vintage side. Back in the day, you could snag a mansion for $1, but those days are long gone. The average house in Detroit will set you back around $53,000, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. The city's vast, and there's everything from cozy cottages to sprawling estates. Looking for a steal? You might want to look elsewhere because cheap mansions are a thing of the past. Detroit's evolving, and with that evolution comes rising prices. So if you spot a gem, grab it and hold on tight. Renovate it if you've got the skills, or don't. That's the beauty of it. Let's talk taxes, shall we? Detroit's got some hefty ones. While the overall cost of living might seem lower compared to other US cities, don't let that fool you. The taxes can be a real kicker. Take a gander at your property tax bill, and you might be in for a shock. A home in Detroit might seem like a steal until you see the tax bill. It's a trade-off, really. Lower home prices, higher taxes. It's the Detroit way. And now, let's address the elephant in the room, crime. Detroit has a reputation, and it's not always a flattering one. People often ask, is Detroit safe? Well, crime exists everywhere, folks. Detroit's no exception. It's a big city with its ups and downs, and safety can vary from one neighborhood to the next. Want to know the safest spots? There are resources out there that track crime at a neighborhood level, so do your research. It's always wise to stay informed. Now let's talk about the sheer volume of stuff to do in Detroit. Detroit's cultural scene is woven with threads of diversity, offering a rich array of experiences to suit every taste and interest. Whether you're a connoisseur of cuisine, an art aficionado, a music enthusiast, or simply someone seeking vibrant experiences, Detroit has something to offer. Let's start with the arts. Detroit boasts a vibrant art scene, with world-class museums showcasing everything from classical masterpieces to contemporary works. The Detroit Institute of Arts, the DIA, stands as a beacon of cultural heritage, housing a vast collection that spans centuries and continents. From the iconic Diego Rivera murals to ancient Egyptian artifacts, the DIA offers a journey through the history of human creativity. But the arts in Detroit extend far beyond museum walls. The city's streets are alive with colorful murals, graffiti art, and public installations, serving as a canvas for local and international artists alike. From the historic Heidelberg Project to the ever-evolving Eastern Market murals, Detroit streets are a testament to the power of artistic expression. For music lovers, Detroit is synonymous with sound. As the birthplace of Motown and techno, the city has left an indelible mark on the global music scene. From legendary venues like the Fox Theater and the Masonic Temple to intimate jazz clubs and underground music venues, Detroit offers a diverse array of live music experiences. Whether you're into soul, jazz, hip-hop, or electronic music, there's a venue in Detroit where you can groove to the beat. And of course, let's not forget about food. Detroit's culinary scene is a melting pot of flavors, reflecting the city's diverse cultural heritage. From soul food joints to upscale dining establishments, Detroit offers a culinary adventure for every palate. With over 300 restaurants scattered throughout the city, you'll never run out of options to satisfy your cravings. Of course, with so much to see and do, it's essential to pace yourself. While it's tempting to dive headfirst into Detroit's cultural offerings, it's important to take breaks and recharge. Whether it's a leisurely stroll along the Riverwalk, a picnic in one of the city's many parks, or simply taking a moment to soak in the sights and sounds of the city, finding moments of tranquility amidst the hustle and bustle is key to avoiding burnout. Detroit is a city of contrasts, a place where past and present intersect in fascinating ways. It's a city on the cusp of something great, but it's not without its challenges. For those willing to embrace its complexities, Detroit offers a unique opportunity to be part of a community in transition. Do you still have Detroit on your radar? If so, hit me up. I'm here to help. And if you're considering other areas in the vicinity, I've got resources for that too. Just take a look at the links provided, and I'll catch you on the flip side.